I want to switch gears a little bit from the real world to the hypothetical. Actually, we're going to talk about Metroid Prime, a game that we're all very excited about and know zero about. We've seen the Metroid Prime 4 logo revealed at E3.
What a logo it was.
Yeah. And we asked, hey, who's making this? And the answer was a new team will work on this. That could mean a team that hasn't been announced yet, a team that hasn't been founded yet or created yet. Maybe it's across different offices. We don't know. So I thought it would be really fun to get together and talk about, like, who do you want on this game? Who do you want to make Metroid Prime 4? So maybe we'll start with you.
Okay, so obviously the cop-out answer for me is retro.
Oh, I see. That's an original.
I mean, I have another answer as well, but to me, Metroid Prime is probably in my top 5 favorite games of all time. I think it's one of the most moody and atmospheric and perfectly paced games ever created. So if retro could go back to those roots and do it and be successful at it, more power to him. That being said, I would love to see a studio like Arcane take a crack at it.
Okay.
I think that I know Dishonored 2 was my game of the year last year. Dishonored 1, when it came out in 2012, was my game of the year that year, and I think they do first-person adventure just as good, if not better, than most other companies. And I love the way that they've integrated a lot of the RPG mechanics and like building your character towards the way that you want to play, and in those games and in the game like Prey, you know. And I think that in the next iteration of Metroid, it can't just be another Metroid Prime game. Like, there has to be something different in the way that Zelda had so much character customization and all these RPG elements and stuff. Yeah, and I'd love to see that sort of integration into a Metroid game. And if that's the case, I definitely think that Arcane is the way to do that. You know, you want to upgrade your Ice Beam, or do you want to upgrade of course, now I can't think of any other Metroid powers.
The missile launcher.
The missile launcher,
the wiggle wave.
or the spin attack, or screw attack.
Spider legs.
Spider ball. Like, yeah, I love the idea that you can customize Samus's gear in any way that you want, and that might open alternative paths that weren't available to you.
I didn't even think about Arcane. I mean,
yeah, that's an awesome.
Obviously, unlikely to be available to make this game, but
I mean, they're working with Bethesda and Skyrim, so there's
a switch in the office.
But they worked with Infinity Ward on Call of Duty.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we also need to keep in mind that, like, retro, that we remember it as is almost entirely different.
That's what I was going to say. Like, the core team of Metroid Prime almost entirely is not at retro. They're at Armature. They're all spread out. So I mean,
it's Halo, like, yeah.
It doesn't mean
Recore.
Though, but it also doesn't mean that, you know, there aren't people there who know how to craft a good kind of first-person game or an adventure game, right?
It also might mean
shoehorn them into now they're making 2D, 2.5D side scrollers, right?
Yeah.
There are a lot of talented people who work there. It's just they pulled off the Donkey Kong Country kind of. I mean, remember, they were not the ones to invent these games, but they pulled them off. They felt like it and they looked like it. I still think they could really.
I look at a company like Rare, who for years were relegated to making like avatars for Xbox Live and mini games and like Kinect sports games, and now they're making Sea of Thieves, which is like a full-fledged 3D Rare game, as about as rare as it gets, right?
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no company lives and dies by the departure of a few employees. Obviously, you know, you will get a different take and a different feel, or if you switch the composer, a different sound to it. But
yeah, it's interesting to compliment Zach's answer. I kind of have too. My first one was going to be Armature, because all the original team is there, and because they're kind of a studio for hire anyway. It's like, why not go back to the roots and bring them back? And I think you would get some of the classic feel.
if you enjoyed this little discussion, be sure to look up the full episode of Nintendo Voice Chat, our weekly Nintendo show. You can find us at youtube.com/Nintendo Voice Chat, so go check it out.